All right, Maga. The one thing I don't understand with MAGA is the low expectation that they have of Trump and the things that he do. Like literally, I'm about to show you a video when a man is talking about him pausing at a speech, his admiration, his love for Trump because of this pause. It's just this is weird. Like, and the expectations that they put on other people is so unrealistic. But Trump has the lowest bar, but Biden literally can't say anything. But Trump can threaten DAs and prosecutors and things of that nature, and it's cool. But this is MAGA world. This is MAGA world.
Was in an arena at in Rapid City, South Dakota. You and I were there, and it was the first time that President Trump did this with the music, where the music started, and usually he'll continue on with the speech, and it's very powerful. But the pause happened for 45 seconds to about a minute, and the crowd, I mean, it was just a moment that I know that a lot of you watched. To be there was something I'll always remember, because we're all in this together. Everybody that we see in the arena, you could be down here talking on camera because it's everyday Americans. We're everyday Americans. We really are, right?
Video that is showing, it shows, it's from above, it's digital, and it shows the bullet and the trajectory and Trump's head when he moved it and what would have happened if he didn't. And yeah, I mean, every time I see him, I tear up now. I mean, that's just the way it is.
I mean, we don't care about any elite stuff. We're not bought and paid for. We wouldn't be talking like this this is national TV. We wouldn't be talking like this if we cared about what other people thought.
Mask off? Great. I've been waiting for this moment. You want to go mask off? I love it. I welcome it. Please, let's all go mask off. Let's all let the little mask of sanity slip.
We really believe in this stuff. So the point is, being there with you, though, and then having President Trump just kind of look around and the music's playing and then he gets into his speech, it was powerful, wasn't it?
It really was. You could almost see him teary-eyed at that moment, because once he gets to the law...
What were you saying to me?
Fuck off.
Excuse me?
Fuck off.
Excuse me?
Fuck off.
A safe and secure southern border, record low unemployment rates for African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, and women, record investment in the creation of the United States Space Force.
Last night is the night before, but I was telling callers yesterday, you know, he suffered some other injuries from the Secret Service tackle. I heard his entire arm is bruised, and he may have had some cracked ribs. Who knows? You know what I mean? On top of the fact that he got shot. Yeah, I get emotional every time I see him now. Ha! Gay! I'm a Trumplican. That's what I am. You know, on my YouTube video for today's show, I used the picture from the stage. The reason I did that is because the liberals are telling people that the news shouldn't show it anymore.
So that was a f***ing lie.
Another person who's on the S list, okay? That's the special list, the S list, right? Robert Kennedy Jr., his idiot entitled son, putting the video online of his private conversation with President Trump. That you can't trust Robert Kennedy anymore. He's out.
Gee whiz.
Out. You know, out. You know, I wanted Robert Kennedy Jr. to be brought in to be like in charge of releasing the Kennedy files.
I like to hear when he talks because he ain't scared to say nothing.
After I know he apologized to President Trump, but how can you trust him now with releasing that phone call video? Disgusting.
You can't. And I was thinking last night what you said this morning about if it's a possibility down the road if J.D. Vance becomes president, that he would probably take his friend Ramaswamy as vice president.
He could stand on the front steps of the White House and commit murder, and I'm with him.
It's possible.
I know that. Yeah, I didn't even know that they were friends until just a day or two ago.
Well, I'll tell you this. I trust Donald Trump with my life.
I'm gonna come. Oh.
Yes, people need to understand this is not going to be a normal political cycle. They're talking about swing states, and none of that matters. To me, this has really been a major Pearl Harbor-like event that is truly going to be playing out for the next, not few days, not few months, for the next few years.
Huh? You don't shit your dumbass. All right.
Donald Trump, who, again, is seen as a very big anti-establishment figure, now from the people who tried to kill him, see him as even a larger threat.
I'm a white boy. White trash motherfucker. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Let me go.
And they would be silly not to consider him a larger threat because of the larger consequences. Because when someone tries to take your life and is a centimeter away from doing so, and you understand the message that they're sending to you, you understand how serious this is all. It's all is right now. And truly, the next few months are going to be insane.
This is the kind of talk that's radicalizing these young white boys. This right here.
Okay, and I trust J.D. Vance, not with my life yet. I don't know him well enough, but I trust J.D. Vance, and he's known Vivek since law school.
Let me tell you something. Like you just said a few minutes ago, you weren't supposed to mention, the Black Rock and all that.
That's right.
But God has got your life in His hands. You are doing the right thing by coming out and speaking against the evil and standing up for truth and what's right. And God is protecting you, Brian.
Yep. Can't fight fire with water. You gotta fight fire with fire.
You can't fight fire with water?
Yeah. Depends on what's in the fire.
They specifically do fight fire with water.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that.
No, everybody who's standing up for truth, God will take care of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We don't have to use violence with people. You leave things to God, and God will handle it.
Absolutely.
One more thing, and I'll let you go.
But God may not handle it the way that we want Him to. That's the thing.
Well, I'm an atheist for sure.
Not a Satanist.
I'm not a Satanist, no.
And there is a distinction.
Satanists are just, they're atheists as well, but they're just more political. They have like it's actually a very rational, logical religion. They help a lot of people, a lot of women to get abortions in southern states that, where they're illegal. They help a lot of the gay community, the LGBTQ plus community. They're really great with that. They just use Satanists to kind of just troll, but they don't believe in Satan at all.
God hears all prayers, but He doesn't answer them the way we necessarily want them answered, right?
Looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies.
He answered the prayer about President Trump because I've been praying, and
absolutely.
Everybody's been praying for President Trump, for his protection. I pray for his family, everybody. And he answered that prayer that day because think about it. If it would have turned out a different way, we probably would have been up a creek.
Mm-hmm.